All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode, another game preview for college basketball. For this episode, we are doing number 24 in the country, Kansas, taking on the Duke Blue Devils. This game, where's this game being played? This is State Farm Champions Classic, so is this in the same place as Michigan State?
Yes, back
Yep.
in Madison Square Garden.
9 p.m. game, Madison Square Garden. Keynote here, Kansas is missing their leading scorer, Darren Peterson, so it's going to be the Flory Bidunga show, essentially against Duke and the Boozer Twins. What do you like?
Yeah, pretty simple to me, to be honest with you. Peterson hasn't suited up the past two games. Would be surprised if he suited up tonight. I know that they've been talking about it. Big question mark because nobody really knows, but it's tough to force a game on him right now, especially against Duke with all the conference games ahead. It's a long season, so you don't want to rush your freshman back. And so that brings us to Flory Badinga and Co. because we just got him and then a bunch of freshmen and transfers. Trey White transfer from Illinois. Bryson Tiller is another freshman. Rosario's a freshman. Like it's all freshmen. Like this is a brand new team for Kansas. So this is going to be a tough matchup for them because obviously everything that comes with playing Duke. Shire's a great coach. Schemes up a lot of good plays, great spacing for them, and they have a top 5 draft pick on their team already. Carlos Boozer's son, kid's a beast. He's what is he averaging this year?
He's averaging
22, 10, and 4 on. I mean, that's just insane. Um, he's obviously going to be able to shut down Flory, who's your main bucket getter with this lineup without Peterson. So that's already a leg down. And then they got good pieces around him, to be honest with you. Isaiah Evans, Caleb Foster. Those are guys are all returning guys that have been familiar with the Shire system. So they don't have a lot of new pieces to add into the mix like Kansas does, right? And like I said in our Michigan State preview, I believe that gives you a leg up in these neutral site games early in the year. Right, kind of takes a little bit more of the pressure off you, like when you're dealing with new faces. So what I have written down here is just simply Duke by a million. This team's just going to continue to roll. This is obviously a top 5 team in the country. Probably won't change the entire year. Really, really solid, well built team. Don't really have a lot of holes. They play well offensively, play well defensively. They get rebounds. So this should be a good one. They're 11 point favorites.
Yeah, opened at 7.5, and it has moved up to 11.5 now. So
Yeah. Yeah, for a team that really doesn't have a lot of holes in their foundation, it makes a lot of sense to me, especially with Peterson not playing for Kansas. I mean, I might find myself investing in that minus 11.5. I just think that this favors Duke so heavily in every facet. And yeah, it should be a double digit win for them. I don't, it's going to take a kind of a miracle performance from one of these guys outside of Flory to take down Duke, stay in this game. So that's kind of my read on it. What do you got?
yeah, I think you hit it right on the head there. Kansas is going to need some guys to step up. It's probably going to have to be a couple freshmen. They've also got a transfer, I believe, not from Power Four school, Melvin Council, who's probably he's a senior, so I would assume that Bill Self is probably not going to start 2 freshman guards out there. He'll
Shouldn't.
probably give a little bit of experienced guards out there. But like you said, it may not matter. It is kind of unfortunate whenever these like blue bloods go head to head. You want to see the best of the best. So Darren Peterson not playing does kind of us as fans miss out on a really, really fun matchup. Um, but that being said, even with Darren Peterson playing, I think it would be hard for Kansas to win this game. The only nod I'll give Kansas is just Bill Self, I do think is a great coach, and he will come up with a scheme to at least slow Duke down for a period of time. Now, I don't know that that will continue past halftime, but I think this game will remain fairly tight for the first half. Bill Self will put in a good game plan. They'll slow down Cameron Boozer. It may take a while for him to get going playing in Madison Square Garden just as a freshman. I mean, we saw him his first debut. He missed like I think like 5, 6 shots in a row before he really got going and then got like 14, 15 points, things like that. So maybe a little bit of a slow start. The problem for Kansas comes is that even if the Boozer twins or Cameron Boozer is out, they still have experience. And Duke normally is not rocking a whole lot of experience on their team. But this year they have Caleb Foster, they have Isaiah Evans. So they have guys that can replace these freshmen, these really talented freshmen, and still go in and get points. And I'll tell you right now, like if Isaiah Evans is shooting lights out, this game will be more than over. Like this will be what you said, Duke by a million. Isaiah Evans, if on any given night, if he wants to, can make 7 threes and just put a team away. So Kansas, this is going to be a tough one. We're really going to see what they're made of. We're really going to get to see their depth. So that's probably something I'm interested in seeing in this game is seeing how deep this Kansas team is. And so we know what they're like with Darren Peterson. Now we're going to see what some of their bench players look like and really see how deep they are and if they're built for a March run deep late in the season. Obviously, wish their star player the best of luck getting back to health. But it is going to be fun getting to see some of these new guys, see if some of these freshmen step up. But at the end of the day, if you're going freshman on freshman, Duke's freshmen are probably better than your freshmen. That's just like the way it goes. They're recruiting, they get better freshmen, they get better players. And yeah, like you said, Cameron Boozer, man, just
Yeah,
unbelievable. He dropped
yeah,
35 and 13 or something the other night.
yeah. They got two just dominant forces on the glass compared to Flory. Like outside of Flory, nobody's really like snagging boards like that, especially if they go deep into their bench. Like that's gonna be a problem for them. So once again, like we said with Kentucky, Michigan State, it forces you to be super efficient. Probably gonna need to lace quite a few threes if you want to stay competitive. Give yourself a chance to win. So a lot of things really need to go right for Kansas, and so therefore I'm gonna ride with Duke here.
Yeah. So, I mean, in order for them to win, they're going to have to clean up on the glass pretty well, and that's going to be hard to do with that size. So, I'll probably go Duke too. I think the spread is a little funky. 11 and a half, 12 points is just, I think anyone who has bet on college basketball for a certain amount of time knows that those ones that are anywhere from 10 to 15 always get a little squirrely at the end. We either with free throws from one team or just a late like push from the other team when the one team has kind of shut it down a little bit. So 11 and a half scares me a little bit, but probably not enough to take Kansas plus on that. So I'll either stay away from this game or I'll just move down the spread a little bit, maybe to like 9.5, something like that. But I do think Duke probably gets it done close to double digits. So that's going to be that. And that'll wrap up the night in Madison Square Garden. So two really fun games, Michigan State early on, and then we'll get to see Duke and Kansas go at it. Hopefully that game is closer, than what it looks like right now, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's a good test for them going into these other out of conference games too. I think Kansas has to play UConn, and Duke's probably. I think are they in the players one?
No, but they play Arkansas and Florida. So they play
Okay, yeah.
for
So
the ACC SEC challenge.
great tune ups for those games to come, and yeah, we'll get to see where they stand against high level out of conference competition.
Yeah, we'll see. So should be a fun night.
Yes, sir.